of Path of Magic. Today, we're going to be building in this spot over here. I had a previous stream that got disconnected. Turns out that my local area cable makes my internet get overloaded, so I have to stream on Wi-Fi, which doesn't make any sense at all, but that seems to be a recurring theme in my life. I try and fix something, and the thing I tried to fix makes the problem worse, and I didn't even need to fix it in the first place, and I should have just tried without trying to fix anything. So, here we are. I am back, and I just was testing everything, and it seemed to work fine. So what we're going to do now is the part that I got totally distracted talking to chatters earlier, and I didn't really do anything. I came over here and died, basically. So the whole previous stream was me just bringing stuff over here and briefly demonstrating that you can summon materials with coins, for example. In this case, I didn't bring 2 iron for a stone cutter, which is silly of me. Definitely silly. So I guess that means that this inn is going to be entirely made out of core wood and wood. And we're just going to roll with it. So let's go back here a little bit, because what we're going for is the silhouette there. The inn's going to be like right on top of that rock, so it catches the sunlight and everything. Something like this. And players are going to come down here, and then they're going to be like, ah, maybe I should go there and get a bed, right? Maybe they go down here, a little staircase, do a little thing there, okay? And I'm going to go for like an octagonal shape. But with all building, you sort of got to start with the framework. So let's imagine that there's a path here. Make it like this. And obviously this is going to change. It's not the full thing. But we're going to imagine that you get off this, go onto this little thing, go over here. But what am I kidding? That's not how players work. They don't go on a longer path. They jump. So I guess realistically, there should be a platform here that goes like this, and that's the entrance. So it'll go like right up to here. But now what I need to do is sort of figure out the center point of this little situation. And I may as well use the tallest spot on this rock as the center point. I think that's probably going to work pretty well. So let's set up our workbench. And we're going to go with right there. Boom, that is our center. So now we can basically go out away from the center. But let me see if, let's say I were to place something here, and let's say I used this for a floor. Would the rock show up or no? No, it's okay, okay. So that means that this is our basically center point. Oops. That thing right here, see? So what we're gonna do now is make a core wood frame, basically. I'm gonna put this back in, just makes it easier. And so let's see, we need our core wood. Ah, yeah, it's in the cart. And the cart's too far away, so let's bring it closer. La-di-da, la-di-da. Nice, nice. There we go, there we go. And now I should just be able to build stuff, right? No, it doesn't. I guess it can't tell the stuff's in the cart. That's fine. I'll just put it in a chest. Easy solution. And look at this. Wooden chest. Nothing happens to it. But if I build a wooden chest normally, like over here, and we wait. I don't know if you noticed, but a wooden chest doesn't normally have this many slots. They actually get replaced automatically with a bigger inventory. And that's actually an Expand World Prefabs thing. You can pretty much make it so anything you want gets replaced as soon as it shows up. Very, very useful. But for now, we just want to make sure that the wood and the building materials are actually inside this chest. That way we're going to be able to use them. Because we're looking for core wood. So there we go. Now we can actually use the core wood. It looks like the craft from containers mod I use doesn't work with carts anymore. I swear it used to, though. Now what we're going for is something simple like this. And we're going to do this in an octagonal pattern. Because this inn, it's not about crafting or building a great base or anything like that. This is purely a place for new players to make beds. Purely that. So I'm gonna make this sort of octagonal design, at least that's the idea. And we'll see how that goes. If I just put these pieces all in, I think something like this. I generally go for sort of circular shapes. I find it more fun to build like octagons and circular things in Valheim. Maybe that's just because I'm not square. Squares are boring, I guess. I didn't even realize that, but that joke shows, right? You can call someone a square, it means they're boring. Are squares really that boring? I don't really know why we say that. But let's see if the silhouette works. Because as Dakar said, the most important thing is making the silhouette. So I'm gonna like just place a basic framework here, and then we're gonna see if it works pretty much. There we go. Oh, that's not right. Corewood has so many more snap points. I often forget that. Like here, I could put it below or above, right? Whereas with the normal wood, it just kind of clips into itself. All right. So I'm trying to think, like... Alright, there's going to be a bunch of beds, and ideally the beds are like in some kind of like circular pattern so that we get like a database of all the players who came and put their first spawn in this place. So it needs to be able to hold lots of beds. It's basically going to be just beds throughout the entire thing. And it could have multiple floors, maybe like 2 floors, but we'll see. For now, I think this is probably alright. The thing we gotta figure out is how to fill this floor, like how to fill the pattern. You know what I mean? I guess what we would do would have like a circular thing like this. Let's see how that would go, actually, if we were to fill it up. This is gonna be a lot of me kind of testing things to see if they even work. Let's see, so I start this way. How would filling it look? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, that works. I think I like that. Floor patterns. I don't mind the clipping thing here. I've noticed that if you do this in one place, it may look weird. But then if you repeat it, it looks totally normal. So like anytime you make a mistake, you can just like repeat the mistake into the pattern and then it's art. It's just how art works, apparently. Ah, I see what I can do. So I can do this to get all of the first pieces in, right? So it goes 1, 2. All right, 1, 2, and then 1, 2. There we go. And then once we've done that, we can just go like this and fill the floor up that way, right? And it should be perfectly 4 pieces each time. We want to stay within all the snap points as much as possible. Otherwise things get complicated and one loses the symmetry. And when you lose the symmetry, it gets all lame. Easy to make mistakes from that point on. So here we're gonna go like this. And building, it's also a lot easier on your mind if you build in a pattern. Like right now what I'm doing, I don't have to think too much about the floor because I just go to the right, I rotate, and then I place 3. And then I rotate, go to the right, place 3. This makes it a lot easier. So you'll find that when you don't have to think as much because you're doing things in patterns, not only do the buildings get better, but it's easier for you to build because you don't have to like stop and think about the next step all the time, right? So here's the thing, I don't know how we're gonna like join these together. So this is where I'm kind of wondering, do I go with this pattern I could sort of extend it out a little bit just to show what I mean. I could go like this, right? Because what if instead of an octagon, it's like there's these sort of little, not like rooms, but let's call them outcrops where the beds are. And I can make them a bit bigger. This one's obviously going to be 2 is not wide enough. It'll need to be 3. Oh, and then it won't be symmetrical either because it would have to be 4 to be symmetrical. I don't know how that's going to work, to be honest, but I'll figure it out. That's what I'm doing right now, figuring out the pattern. So, what's going on here? Oh, I over-added it there, yeah. Alright, let's see how this looks. Got to keep checking on our silhouette here. There we go. So, see, now I have to ask myself, do I want something kind of like bigger or taller? Or do I want something more sprawled out? I think maybe something sprawled out. But I'm not really sure. I always design in like these open ways. And that sometimes isn't the best, to be honest. Just pass the day real quick. Yeah, it's funny how, because I'm streaming in the middle of the day, like, or sorry, I'm streaming earlier in the day, there's no one else online, so I can actually pass the day-night cycle. Whereas normally when I'm streaming, there's other people playing because it's later in the day. And they're back from work and everything. So maybe this works out. We'll see, though. We shall see. Right now, I just want to keep the light coming. Make sure we have a good sense of this place. And I guess I need to think about scale as well, because the beds, we're gonna need like maybe like room for like 30 beds. Maybe even more than that. And they're not gonna be like in active use is the thing. They're basically gonna get used once, and then that'll be like the player's spot there, right? And obviously this is not going to accommodate 30 beds. So I'll need to make that work, but I'm kind of thinking, I kind of like this kind of star-shaped design thing. So I could extend it even further, but I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, I'm not really sold on how the profile should be with this rock. Do I like hide the rock? Do I build over it? I know that, like, players are going to want to be able to jump. So having an ability to, like, jump from here and somehow get up into the thing, that'll be important. But as for the silhouette itself, I guess I could make, like, some kind of 3-floor structure. And then it kind of, like, wraps around the rock a little bit. Yeah, I think I know what to do now. Pretty much, we're going to use the same pattern, except instead of 2 to the right, it's going to be 4 on each pole, all right? So basically, we're going to go around, make these poles more poly, just like this. And then we're going to fill this pattern up, and I'm going to make it like there's going to be a floor above and then like a half floor below. That's the current plan, at least. We should be able to get a better sense of things once I frame everything up, because now I think I know what I want to do. And we pretty much just need to place all of the framing in. That's good. We're just going to do this all the way around so that we have some stability here. And I'm thinking it might be a little bit of a bigger building, but I don't think that'll matter too much just because this area is so close to the start that most players end up moving past it. So I don't think it's going to affect like lag that much. We should be all right. Now here, that's an issue, so let's fix that. I guess I should keep the pattern, right? There we go. All right, next one. I've learned that once you get like the frame in, It's really satisfying because you can like just pop the rest of the stuff in after that, right? But until you get the framing done, it's harder. Hey, hello, I see there's some chat stuff again. Hello, everybody. Hey, it's Stone Prophet. I think, is that Stone Prophet? I don't know if it is, but hello, Shenanigans. I can see a little icon that kind of looks like Stone Prophet's face, but I'm not sure, to be honest. Welcome, welcome. If you're not Stone Prophet, apologies. I mistook you for someone else. Hello, Shenanigans. And hello, No Saint is Heaven. Yes, I am back. You are right. I had some internet issues. Turns out that if I use a direct wired connection to my router, streaming overloads my internet. Who would have thunk? Like, there's something about my modem that's wrong, and if I stream with a LAN cable, it literally breaks the LAN connection. So I have to use Wi-Fi, which is the opposite of what you're supposed to do. So I found that confusing, but it all seems to be working now. Hey, Yannick has a building tip. Let's see. Builder pro tip. If you hold shift and click with your scroll wheel on a piece, it will pick it up as if you were using the pipette tool from What? Wait, really? Okay, wait, hold shift and click with the scroll wheel. I don't know, how do I do that? Do I have to have repair selected? Maybe I may have rebound my mouses. Yeah, that doesn't do anything for me. But I think that might be because of rebinding the key. Ah, yeah, I see. I have to press the kick button. Oh, that's so cool! I had no idea that was a thing. Wow. You just blew my mind, Yan. Holy crap. That is so awesome. And Shenanigans, yes. This is a really early stream for the US. And I actually had already started. I woke up at 4 or 5 because I have all these internet problems. And it turns out that the internet is like water. And the more people are using it, the less pressure, right? So my logic is, why don't I just stream when nobody in Nicaragua is like watching television on their phones and shit so early in the morning? And it actually seemed to work really well. The stream did disconnect, but that was because of something I did. The internet itself didn't go down. So it seems all right. Maybe I can work with it. But yeah, you're right though. It's definitely very early. I'm still blown away by that. Wow, that's so cool. So the way... Ah, okay, so it's the delete button, but if you hold shift when you press the delete button, it copies the piece instead of deleting it. I see. That is very, very, very cool, to be honest. Wow, that's going to be so useful. Thanks for telling me that, Jan. I really had no idea. Like, absolutely no idea that was a thing. All right. So now we continued our little core wood thing here. These are just little placeholders. We don't need these. Let's keep going. And I have a feeling I'm going to lose track of the design once I start filling it in, because it'll all look like a circle pretty much. So I'm going to fill out the right part, and that'll make it easier for me to just continue. Classic building death. Nice. Yannick says, saves a bunch of time, especially when you have a bunch of options in your build menu. Yeah, I totally. And for me, it's not even about the time. I hate UI. If you haven't noticed, that's why I don't like maps. But like, anytime I can avoid doing this or this, I'm happy. Like, you just made me very happy, because now I can look visually for the piece and pick it that way. And that is so much more intuitive. It like doesn't break flow as much as the like just opening this menu. Like, I know it's just a menu, but for me this breaks my flow. This feels like I'm in a world building and I like imagine it that way. But as soon as I go like this, I have to remember, oh yeah, UI, find the icon, click in the right tab, and it's just a bunch of nonsense. I hate it. If I had my way, basically all UI would be gone somehow. Except in a menu. Like, if you're pausing the game and stuff, in my head, you're already breaking flow. You're trying to break flow. to quit or log out or pause or whatever, so that's okay. But for all other things, I generally believe that it should be represented through an interaction with a 3D game object, not a 2D UI element. The problem is 2D UI elements are cheap and easy, so we're used to being just surrounded with them in game design. And I find that to be unfortunate, personally. All right, 1, 2. Now we're going to follow the same pattern, except, as I mentioned, it gets harder to know where you are and fill it out if you do it the whole way. So we're just going to, like, kind of do it impartially until I know for certain which areas are overlapping. Let's see. Yannick says, as someone with ADD opening up the menu, it easily overwhelms the brain with useless information. Exactly! You get it! You get it! That is the same for me. And, like, yeah, I've also supposedly been diagnosed with ADD, but I don't buy that nonsense anymore, to be honest. We are part of a society where we are surrounded by distractions. We are surrounded by notifications and impulses, and we're told tens of thousands of things every week, and we have to make hundreds or thousands of decisions every single day. That is why we have ADD. It's not something about us. It is life. When the mind has to deal with all of that crap, it gets very overwhelmed. And people who don't have ADD or don't have ADHD, they had calmer lives. That's just how it is. And if you don't believe me, go read some like Plato or Aristotle or something. And like you can find those ancient philosophers talking about how people in the city have ADHD and people in the country are slow-minded. Like you can literally find scholars from thousands of years ago talking about that. So that's why I don't buy the notion that, you know, we have these mental diseases and we need to take all these pills for them because we're... That's some bullshit. People are just trying to make money and you end up suffering. All right. That being said, I got a little chatty. Let's see what the chat said. Shenanigans. Are you Stone Prophet, by the way, or are you someone else? You didn't answer my question. So I'm going to assume... I don't know. Actually, I'll wait. But Shenanigans says, another neat trick. If you hold control, it will show you what the piece actually will look like when you place it. Oh, I have noticed some place... Wait, how does that... I'm trying to wrap my head around that. The stone pieces... Like... Ah, no, that's right. Like these, because when you place them, they sort of clip into each other a little bit. They lose their, like, perfect squareness. Ah! Whoa. What the hell? You see how it wiggles? That is hilarious. Wow, you both have taught me some really cool things so far. I'm like really... All I'm doing is just pressing control. How have I never noticed these things before? Wow, this has been very educational. That's really cool. Alright. So now we have our 3. We need our 4th one, but it's going to be to the left when we're up there. Yeah, that's right. So we need our 4th. And I guess I'll start from the top down. Because again, we're going to get these little gaps. And instead of just filling them with the whole piece and adding instances, for now, I'm just going to leave the little gaps. So I guess we would need to go... It'll be like this, actually. It looks like we extended out far enough that I can get the little alcove thing I'm going for without having it take up a load of space. I like the idea of having these little sort of maybe like windowy things, and it also gives more space for like some stairs to go down. We'll see how it goes though. Now I'm pressing control. I love how the piece like just wiggles a little bit. That's so funny. Maybe I'm just easily amused. All right. Let's see. Yannick says that the control clicking thing is very useful because sometimes the pieces show differently once they're placed. Yeah. Yeah, and Shenanigans said everybody that grew up after 80s has ADD. And yeah, I think you're totally right. And it's basically like you have ADD. I guess it depends on the parents, right? And like if you were able to have a peaceful childhood, because most people have ADD and some people have ADHD. And then there's all those more traumatizing things that people have, right? Hey, you know, sometimes when people drink, they gain access to the knowledge they don't normally perceive. So maybe you're spreading the truth wisdom with your drinking. I don't know though. Personally, alcohol fucks me up. I try and stay away. Well, I don't stay away from it. I have no choice. It completely like screws me over. I get incredibly sick. So I don't know how other people drink it, to be honest. They seem to have a lot of fun. For me, it just makes me in pain. But I respect that other people live different lives, you know what I mean? Let's see. What I'm going to do now, let's scroll back a little bit. Need to take a moment to think. So there'll be 3 floors. I guess let's make the bottom floor now, because it's easier. It's going to like go out. Maybe it'll be like a little balcony. I have a feeling it'll be more fun for the players if they can like get onto it by like jumping down here basically, right? Except obviously if I do that I'm gonna die. But all we need to do is extend these bottom parts, and then this area, I think instead of having beds, maybe it'll just be like a balcony. Something like that. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. It's gonna be a little bit hard to fill it because we've extended further past the pattern, and that makes filling things more complicated unless you use the fancy pants chart, concentric circles chart, so you know where everything lines up, like math and geometry and stuff, right? For now, though, I guess we can just wing it. I'm going to make these sort of right angles here, and then we'll see how close we can get. Looks like we'll just have to do a little bit of clipping there, but as long as I just have to keep this in mind so that I keep the symmetry of it, because without that, then it looks weird, basically, and it's harder to place things. So we're just gonna go like this, and I'll basically make these little platforms here. Why is there no workbench here? Did something destroy it? Whatever, I'll just put it there. It seems good. No, I gotta remember this. All right, let me practice. Hold shift, click this. Hold shift, click that. Nice. I'm gonna get the hang of it eventually. You know, that's one thing. Sometimes I watch like Dakar and Raka do stuff. Like, they open the menu. They have so many custom buttons for like every possible thing in the game. It's really interesting. That's something I'll have to get into at some point. So far, I haven't really done much about it. Maybe I'll just leave these platforms like this. They might not even need to be connected, to be honest. I'm not sure. I tend to not have a full plan for things. I just kind of go with it, you know what I mean? Yeah, half-meter shenanigans, exactly. That part, you get it, right? That's the worst part about, like, not using the concentric circles thing. You have to know where all of the exact right sizes are, otherwise you have to deal with, like, clipping. But in this case, I think it's going to be fine, because it's just down here that I want to make, like, an out. This part here, I want to make it so that these meet each other. So, let's see how that looks. Looks like I'll be able to make it work like this. It's also kind of weird though how sometimes you like I don't know, why did they make it so wooden pieces, like I can just keep doing this, right? Like I don't fill up the snap points, see? But for some reason with Grouston they made it so that the snap points have limits and you like fill them up. So it's a huge pain in the ass. I have no idea why it's like that, but maybe there's some reason. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that there's some reason that they did that with the Grouston. Alright, so this, yeah, it'll just look like that. I think that's alright for now. I'm just trying to get that outside part here, because this doesn't need to go around the whole thing. We're just basically making a little platform here that's going to be like a balcony. It'll have like some stairs going up there. And that way, when players are interested in getting into the building, they can just go like that and actually make it onto the thing, unlike me. I forgot to jump. But they'll live. Hopefully they don't fall down into the ravine over there. Alright, so now, what's the next framing thing that I should do? Because this, I'm just kind of figuring out what the limits of the floor need to be. But we're gonna have to upgrade it a little bit. And, you know, I'm thinking we could make some kind of silhouette shape here where we have a bigger third tier in the bottom, kind of clips into the rock, so it's only that. Then we have a second floor, and then maybe a third floor that's like thinner? I don't know though, we'll lose bed space that way. But this is also getting pretty big, so I'm not sure if any of that's really necessary. Like, this is huge. Plenty of space for just beds, right? Maybe I don't even need that other floor, and this could just be like the land of beds. That would probably be more realistic. But for now, let's see. I kind of like this, these little parts here, so I'm kind of thinking like maybe these will be like corners, and I won't clip that in. That could look kind of cool visually. I think it might work. Because there's certainly plenty of space here. I mean, if we were to just fill beds in like this, what can we accommodate here? Looks like 6 in each spot. Yeah, 6 if they're clipped in better. Or 5 if they're not. I guess we can do 5, why not? I need to just like slam in as many as possible. Oh no, this one would need to be in the middle. Okay, I know how to do it now. That one goes in the middle, and then the other two are sort of just in the space between that one, right? Yeah, not perfect, but good enough. This illustrates the point pretty clearly. Yeah, so let's see. What do we need? We're gonna need like probably like 30. I'd go with 30 beds. So this would be 5, 10, 15. How do I want to handle the door? I guess the doorway should be here. So let's make that obvious. For now, that's going to signify that's the doorway. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Honestly, that alone might be enough. And maybe then I can take the attitude of making a bonfire. No, not a bonfire. It's going to burn the whole place down. I could probably do something like this. Like make a hearth in the center. And then hopefully that's close enough for all these beds. And then just make sure that I don't burn the whole thing down, right? Looks like it's getting dark though, so I'm going to rest real quick. There we go. Let me know if any of you have any ideas, by the way. I am definitely completely open to any kind of suggestions. Just as a reminder, the idea here is people start on Path of Magic, and anybody can play on Path of Magic. Some people bring old characters, some people bring new characters, some people, you know, play normally. Other people, like, kind of cheat, to be honest, and use a bunch of strong gear and try and stay alive. I can always tell when people are doing that, to be honest, because they don't die as much. And, like, if you're playing Path of Magic and you haven't died, you're probably cheating, to be honest. Or like coming in with like some kind of crazy armor or something. But I don't really care, to be honest. I don't try and stop people that much. There's the answer to your question, by the way. Fire hazards are on. As you can see. So I would have to figure out how to make the hearth not burn the whole place down. And I honestly love fire hazards being on. I know that it makes building more constructive, but I find that it adds more depth, and it makes you kind of think about things more. So it's been really cool, to be honest. I definitely like that setting. Let's see, though. I'm getting a little lost now into the details. I need to remember what Dakar said. He said the silhouette. So we see like a basic silhouette here. Why don't I frame it out a little bit better with more core wood? Let's see, how's our core wood stash? We only have 50. So why not show off the mechanic a little bit more? Because we need some more core wood. And core wood costs 205 coins. So we're going to toss our coins down and say bye. Boom. 50 more core wood. Nice. And this is what I mean when I say that in Path of Magic, you can use coins to buy building materials. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna just place a little bit of the frame down here. This will help me like imagine things better. Just need to clip this in properly. There we go. It's gonna go one there, one there. Then we need one more piece over here. I don't know how I'm gonna reach it. Ah, there we go. That works. Alright, and then these pieces, there's no way they perfectly clip, right? That's not a thing? No way, did I accidentally do... Oh no, it's so close though. Yeah, you see that? Not quite, not quite. That's fine though, it doesn't really matter. Alright, nice. So, Shenanigans says he didn't initially like the fire hazards, but... One second, let's see. Oh yeah, he didn't initially like the fire hazards, but it's grown on him. He's had some issues with the hearth recently. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I've burned a lot of stuff down on PoM. I still don't fully understand how to stop things from burning down. And I accidentally trolled all of the new players on this server because there's like hundreds of buildings. Okay, maybe not hundreds, but there's like maybe 100 buildings from the previous playthroughs that were all made before the world modifier for fire was added. So basically what happened is I changed the world modifier, and then new players join, and then they find some like cute little hut out in the woods, and they put some fire in the fireplace in the kitchen. And then they get arrested bonus and they leave. And as they're leaving, the whole place catches fire and burns down. You have no idea how many times a new player has joined and then sent me a screenshot being like, oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this. I'm sorry. And I'm like, it's my fault, not theirs. But, you know, yeah, fire hazards are intense. And as Pan mentioned, it seems that certain fires are worse. Like the bonfire in particular spits out so much cinders. It sets pretty much everything on fire. So here, yeah, I know what I need to do now. I need to do this, the edge of this part in core wood, and then that's going to give me a better sense of the roof frame. And I've abandoned the idea of this being a bigger building. Now it's going to be this size pretty much. Hey, feel free to share your idea, Shenanigans. I'm all down. I love hearing people's ideas. Let's see. Wait, your idea makes you sad? Well, now I really want to know what the idea is. Alright, so I guess... Did I end? No, I went further, right? So now I have to use a small piece, I suppose? One of these? Yeah, that works. Alright, let's just go around, get this in. This is the kind of thing where, like, if you know what you're building, you do this from the beginning. But I've been kind of just, like, I didn't know from the beginning what I'm going to build. I just know what the purpose of what I'm going to build is, which is definitely better. But for now, I think this will work. I'm surprised my hammer didn't break earlier. That's kind of weird. Yeah, I made this little... Gotta hide the workbench somewhere so I can actually repair things. Alright, here we are. So now we need to place the core wood edge. And this is going to allow me to better figure out what to do for the top part, or rather for the roof. Let's see how our placement is here. Interesting, pretty close. What if you take like one? Sometimes you get lucky and you're in like the right spot. I don't think so in this case though. Nah, very close though. I mean, look at that. You can make that work, right? You just have to make sure you don't use that little part right there. But for now, I'm gonna skip that. We're just gonna keep placing the core wood on the edge. Here, we did it right, yeah, so we need to keep doing that. Looks like it's easier to build it from below, so let's go down here. And now I just need to figure out how am I gonna frame the roof. We ended up going with a really open floor plan. The players have a way to jump up onto it, right? That's nice. That's definitely nice. Here we go. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Shenanigans. The core wood is frustratingly sketchy to work with because it has so many more snap points. And I think that's because they basically they thought, you should be able to do this and build like a little log house, right? You see how they snap more into each other? That doesn't happen with these pieces. See? So that's why core wood functions in that weird way, because it's made to like make a log cabin out of, basically. Kind of funny. All right, and then this part doesn't really matter, and I think I'm gonna make like a staircase that you sort of, it goes into it, and then, if that makes sense, you see what I'm saying? I think that'll have like a nice look instead of like extending past the outside of the building. So for now, let's just get rid of these. That'll just make it very obvious that that's where the entrance is. I guess I can put some stairs. That'll make it even more obvious, won't it? One second. I'm back. Feels breezy now. All right. There we go. This will probably change, but just to help me visually understand, like, hey, that's the entrance to this thing that isn't the jumping entrance. Yeah, you're right. Those vertical snap points. Yeah, I guess that's not even all the snap points, is it? Because there's more snap points that core wood gets. The thing that messes with me with core wood when I'm building is that, like, normally you can just place, like if you're building with this stuff, for example, there's just each corner has one snap point, right? Just like that. Like I can't accidentally snap it here by mistake or like one above by mistake, right? It's just there. Whereas when you use core wood, it's different because of that like snapping part, right? So that is one of the top ones. But then sometimes it snaps like above. Yeah, like see? There's actually 2 snap points here. And that makes it very, very frustrating. Because it's very easy to not realize that you actually used the wrong snap point. And that then messes everything up. Why does that not look like the center? To me, that looks like the center, but I guess it's just the perspective of the camera. Yeah, okay, now that looks like the center. All right, now let's make this part. This will make it easier to kind of figure out where our frame needs to be, pretty much. And also, I'm going to be very limited here because I don't have any iron. So we're going to see how that goes. Probably going to be a problem, in all honesty. But for now, this should probably be fine. We don't need like a super tall frame or anything like that. We just need a basic frame that's big enough. And that's pretty much it. Hello, the adventurous gamer. Welcome, welcome. I am building a receiving area for new players on Path of Magic, which is the server I've been live streaming on. Publicly available, anybody can join. Don't have to pay anything or be in some fancy monthly thing. You can just join and hang out. I've never even had to ban somebody. Pretty crazy. Generally, people, I find that people behave better on no map, no portal. Maybe it's because they, like, can't just move around as fast. I'm not really sure. Maybe some of you have some theories on why that seems to be. Let's look at our silhouette again. This part's really important. All right, see now, it looks a lot different. I see why Dakar mentioned that it's so important to focus on that silhouette, right? Hey, you've been playing on PoM? Which character have you joined on? That's cool. I always struggle sometimes to keep track of people's YouTube handles, Discord handles, character names, and all that kind of stuff. So this is definitely promising. However, we're going to have an issue with the structural stability in this circumstance. And that's going to be problematic. We're going to need a big roof here. And I don't really know how I'm going to make that work. I guess... I guess we can put it... Oh, the adventurous gamer. Are you Ono? I mean, there's only a few people working with EWP on their worlds, and they're pretty much all in the Valheim world editing Discord. So I'm wondering if you are who you are. If you want to share what you're working on with EWP, by the way, go to town. I love talking about that stuff. So if there's anything you want to tell me or ask, or like if you want to wrap your head around how the logic of a script might work or something, feel free to share it. I would love to become a place where people talk about Valheim and Expand World prefabs, and that would be like right up my alley. Arton! Ah, okay, cool. Yeah, I recognize your name. Hello, Arton. I'll refer to you as the adventurous gamer just for simplicity's sake. Simplicity's sake. Words. I can word, I swear. Alright, so now we have to deal with the fact that the roof needs support. And that's going to need to come from beams that are clipped into this stone. We can only go like 2 beams out. Like this one, these are already too much. So if we start adding to these, that's going to be problematic. So my idea is to do something like this, right? And then use that spot as a place for a beam. Because this way we won't actually... Oh no, there's 2... Of course there's 2 snap points, god dang. Ugh, what a pain. What do I do? Yeah, the building's gonna be 1 floor. Well, including this little balcony thing, 2 floors. But the idea is basically new players will come down here. And then they'll see this. And there's a bunch of beds. And it's like a safe place they can claim their bed. Not craft anything. Not even have like cooking or any of that. Just very, very simple. Just beds and a fireplace. The idea isn't that they make a base here. It's that they just set their spawn here. And it's more so like, I can figure that stuff out. Use the door. Shenanigans, can you explain to me what you mean by the door? Because you've mentioned it multiple times. And I didn't understand the first time. And I also don't understand now. So it sounds like there's some door trick I don't know about. But here, what do I do? Because this is going to need support from the rock. But maybe that's a bad way to do it because it's going to mess up all of the snap points if I do it there. So maybe instead I just make these ones here that are already clipped into the rock and more centralized. I make them the support beams that go all the way up. Oh, the door gives you access to a 1/4 meter snap point. Oh, really? Wait, this door? Wood door. So if let's see, how do I do that? Shenanigans said that you can use the doors to like add another snap point basically. So I don't even know where the door's snap points are. Interesting. Oh, I see. Whoa, that is quite interesting. This is what you're talking about then, right? That's very fancy. Yeah, these are tiny snap points. Huh. Very cool. That's good to know. I think in this case, though, I'm just going to avoid using them. And I'm going to stick with the centralized beams like this one. I don't really like having a support beam in the center of the house because I prefer having like a fireplace in the center, but that's pretty good. I think that there's going to be enough support from these central beams to make up for the fact that these ones don't have that much support. But we'll see. Whoa, there's 13 people. Look at you. This is the most people I've ever had. Hello. Good morning. Or good afternoon. I don't know. This schedule definitely seems to be better, though, because I can already tell, like, I mean, at this point I've been streaming for, like, 2 hours, and I haven't run out of energy. I took a little break, but that seems to be workable, because supposedly when you stream, it's sort of like the longer each stream is, the better. So, like, ideally my streams are, like, 3 hours, but it's definitely a challenge being able to keep the conversation going for 3 hours straight without, like, losing your train of thought constantly. So in that way, it's a heck of a lot easier in the morning where I have more energy. And I'm also, yeah, it's also quieter and easier to focus. Just easier for a lot of reasons. All right, let's go through and start adding these here. Oh, you know, this is another thing. I bet I'm going to mess this up, aren't I? How do I know that it's clipping into the top of it? I guess I'll see afterwards when they're at different heights, right? Then I'll have to redo it. Classic. All right. Did I not put any here? Ah, yeah. Some of them don't have the beams in the same place. Well, let's see. Maybe I can just find where the snap point is this way. Yeah, you see this nonsense? This is the classic core wood nonsense. You see that? That one was snapped one, like, tiny bit lower. So now I'm just gonna screw this, actually. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be on the top and place them that way. It looks like that'll be fine, so that'll also be a lot easier, because then I don't have to go around basically everything. There we go. Is this right, or is it too... Let's see. Okay, center. I missed the center, but then this goes here, this goes here, this skips one, this goes here, and then this one would go like this, and like this. Would it be there? I feel like I went too close. Okay, I see. That one's in the right place. Boom. So this is one snap point too close, and then this one is also one snap point too close. Nice. Pan, as far as comfort goes, I'm pretty much going to ignore all of that. And I'm assuming other players will add the furniture of some kind. But all we really need is, it's more of like a log of who's came to the server and claimed a bed. We used to have this kind of thing, and it was really cool to see, like, the players could see the names of different people. And I think it's kind of beneficial, to be honest. Yeah, you're totally right about the core wood thing. It's like, it's not so bad if you know that the core wood can fuck things up or mess things up. But if you don't know, then it's definitely like you'll make the structure and then not realize that you added something, right, in core wood. And then your one snap point is out of symmetry. And then it's easy to spend like a quarter of the time on your building trying to get that one snap point to actually show up and work properly, right? But I mean, I guess I could start something furniture-wise, but I have a feeling the players will be able to do that more enjoyably, and they can like add their own touches and add some furniture. I've noticed at least that if you like make the frame of a building, there's certain kinds of players who like don't like that part. They really enjoy the decorating of everything. So sometimes it works to like frame something out, make the exterior, and then players are just naturally gonna fill it up. That seems to be how it usually plays out. So now let's see, are all of our core wood beams aligned? I do believe so. They look relatively aligned. And now the thing is, can these ones, how will they be placed, right? Because let's see, if we do it this way, we're gonna clip into the top here, but then this has to be like that. What are we working with there, huh? Interesting. I have a feeling I'll just try and avoid that entirely. I think if I just make like the roof in like basically lines instead of being square, it's like a bunch of squares, a square that way, a square that way. I think that'll work. Kind of hard to tell though. So for now, I'm going to place these in here. Let's see. Am I going to regret using that snap point? Does it make any difference to the stability? Let's see. Okay, this one, orange. This one, also orange. Cool, doesn't matter. I guess that means it's better to make them higher? Or am I going to regret that? Oh, gosh. Core wood. Maybe I do see what you mean, shenanigans. Because now it's like, what do I do for the roof? Like, which one? I don't remember. And I have to, like, fill the wool to figure out? I suppose. Let's see. I'm thinking, like, a big roof. Yeah, but maybe, like, some kind of open window. Oh, no! I'm surprised I haven't died from falling earlier. That actually makes a lot of sense, to be honest. Are you really a builder if you have not forgotten to eat and died from a small fall? I don't know. I guess normally people fall off their roof, right? And at least this time I added, I had the sense to claim my spawn, right? All right. I'm thinking, a piece of regular wood. I don't know what you mean. Oh yeah, my body. Let's get that back. Whoa, that wasn't a small, that was a small fall though. The other one was not a small fall. And that's where my food is, so I'm gonna remember to eat this time. I'm gonna sip some of my drink here. I know what I should figure out. I should figure out the wool, basically, and then that'll enable me to see what to do with the roof. Because roofs, you really should start with the roof, to be honest, if you're building a big building with multiple floors. But I think because I'm building something small, I can probably get away with not doing the roof right now. But I definitely need to eat some food. There we go. Alright, so let's we'll start with this area, because really what this boils down to is how do we make this as open as possible while the beds can still be claimed, right? So I love doing this sort of thing, to be honest, but it's always tricky to get the beds to actually have the rested bonus when you're using open wall designing, right? But in this case, we're just going to roll with it, and we're going to see what's happening. Oh, I see what you mean. So the regular wood's... Oh, that's beautiful. That's what you meant. Okay, I get it. So that is the perfect snap point, not core wood, which is either one below it or one above. Very interesting. Good way to do it, too. Yeah, I guess this is the problem I was going to encounter. Now I have to figure out how to get these to have more stability, which seems to be about clipping into this wood or this stone right here. But they can only go 2 away, so I would have to add the stability to these things. Let's see, how... Can that even work? No, it's not close enough. Tragic. I'm probably gonna... Like, this would be a lot easier with some iron bars, to be honest. Although, maybe that's all I need to do. Do I just need to make these kind of support things underneath? I guess we'll see. Let's start it with this one, because we've already done that, right? So that would actually be nice, because then it doesn't really matter if it's clipped this way or that way. You know what I mean? If I really want to be symmetrical, I guess I can do both of them. But that's going to help give more stability here. And maybe when I tie everything in, it'll work. But I think that's probably enough so I can finish that part. Let's see. Oh. Oh yeah, I have a jumping potion. Wow. That was really satisfying. I don't know why that was so satisfying, but it definitely felt like the right thing at the right time. Alright, now will this work? Oh, just barely. Wow, we were lucky. I'm definitely probably going to need to come back in here with a couple pieces of iron beams. That'd make it way easier, to be honest. Because now we're going to have the issue of, like, the roof that far is going to lack support. So it needs support from these things, which might be okay. Honestly, I don't even know. Because here... Let's see, how are we going to do this? I do have to actually start building the roof to figure out if these things, yeah, will work. So, obviously they won't. I need to like fill everything in a lot more for the beds to actually function. But once I figure out this one module, then I can just reapply it to all these others. You see what I'm saying? So it might not even be necessary to have a roof in the center. It could just be like a fireplace. Right, like a courtyard, and then these parts have all of the roofs, but we'll see. We shall see. For now, I need to figure out how to frame this. I guess I could do it like this, right? All right, let's see. Supposedly that's the same level. Is it? Perspective's such a pain. Like, to me, it looks like it's shorter. But then if I go over here... Oh, no. I don't even know anymore. Oh, it definitely... I almost died again there. It seems to be a recurring... Look at the jump! It jumps so high with this potion. That is hilarious. Alright. Well, let's try it this way. So what he was saying is I can snap them in like this. I think, basically. I snap them into this thing. Oh no, it keeps the snap points of the core wood. I see, I see. Well, in that case, I guess I can just keep using this wood. This will help me tell where the areas that I'll need support actually are, right? Because this should be able to go 2 out, and then 3. There we go. It fits. That's good. This is a good sign, because basically for the roof to work, we need a bunch of squares that together look like something else, but end up not being a problem. But if you try and make like a cylindrical roof or something, you're going to be in trouble. Like, straight up, you're going to be in trouble. So, let's see. Alright. I'm gonna use these because we can... There's a bunch of tar I can get later, and to be honest, I hate how the thatch roof looks. Really lame. Like, we're gonna go for something like that, but actually further. I love the overhang. Now these... Why are they green? Seems like it's recalculating the stability. These are... I feel like these are gonna break, to be honest. But... at least for now, we can see the visuals. This is what I'm going for. Lots of visibility. Nice. The thing is, we'll just need to be able to actually claim the bed, right? And here's the thing of how do I want to design this? Because, you know, I'm building the roof this way. But what if, hear me out, what if I did it the other way? So... I think it'll be better in the long run if the roof is like this. And then, yeah, so... because one, it's easier for us to hold it together this way. And two, we can keep it extending. And then the pieces, basically... I think it'll just look better that way, because then there'll be some overhang. Although these pieces are really, really wide. So, we'll see. Then this is breaking apart. It doesn't really matter right now. I just got to figure out, like, how to actually place the stuff properly. So these are temporary. I'm not going to actually use them. But I will use it so that I can place this stuff here. And just for the sake of our situation here, let's do something that has more stability. I don't know if this is going to fix the roof falling, but I want to try and be able to design the roof so I'll like over stabilize it. I'm thinking we can do something like go out a little further here, right? Let's break these. I don't know if they're gonna hold the same way, but what we want to do is something like this. Don't know if that's gonna give me any stability, because what we want is a bit more overhang. But I gotta see how the overhang looks first. So I guess I'll just add, yeah, I see what I do. I can take advantage of this spot being very close, right? Wow, we use all the core wood? I did. I have to buy more core wood again. I like buying the wood, to be honest. Chopping wood's alright, but it's nice when you don't have to always chop wood. That way, when you chop wood, it's like kind of fun. But when you always have to chop wood every time you want to buy something, I don't know. I'd rather like have to get coins, because then anything that gives you coins can get you what you want, which is very profoundly useful, right? So let's see. Is it going to clip into the rock? No. But we're one step away from having it clip into the rock. Just need to go like this. Boom. There we go. That might give me enough stability to make a little bit of an overhang. It's definitely so much easier to later on when you get iron or any kind of metal, and you can start just building stuff that way. And I don't need it to stay here, to be honest. I just need like to see what the silhouette kind of looks like. Ah, I see. So I have to do it one more. That's why it looks weird. Is this right? Yeah, okay. So it'll be like this. Oh, no tar. I don't even remember. Can I buy tar? I think I can, but it's like super expensive. So I'll just come back with tar from the other base later. And for now, we just need to figure out the pattern. I don't need to actually fill the roof out. But as long as we have the pattern established, then I can build all the framing and figure the rest of the stuff out. And there we go. That looks more overhangy. Yeah, okay. That looks promising. I like that silhouette. I can imagine that going around and there being 7 of them and one area for a staircase. That makes a lot of sense to me. And I think once everything's like connected, it'll be easier to keep it together. Because really the only hard parts are like right here and right here. All of these over here, they're gonna have like the full stability, right? And maybe that would alone be enough for me to actually make it work. So why don't I try clipping this in, and instead of working on the roofs over there, I can work on this one. Hey, hello again, Monster Lord. I am back. Yeah, I disconnected earlier because apparently I'm not allowed to plug an Ethernet cable into my router. Whatever happened, the internet kept working, but I looked at the router and there was a red blinking light on the Ethernet plug that I was using, so I just unplugged it and started using Wi-Fi. And now everything's fine. It's not supposed to work that way, though. You're supposed to use a wired connection for the best possible whatever. Life is frustrating. Alright, these guys now have support. So I should be able to make more of these kind of pseudo squares, which we won't actually need all of, but for now, that's alright. And is this going to screw me over with this core wood this way, or is it alright? I guess worst case scenario, it would like just, I'd clip something up there, right? I don't know. I'm just going to roll with it. Whoa, what's that noise? Hey! There you go. Now, that's the key. It's not a Path of Magic stream unless you get chased by your own soul. Oof. Oh, he almost got me there. That's right. I'm not in fighting mode. Maybe I should... I'll I'll be a bit more cautious here. What? You dodged me? Oh, fire arrows, that's right. So on Path of Magic, if you set something on fire, you can just dodge roll, or you can be unarmed and kick. Both of them. I still have. As soon as I kicked, I was like, oh shit. I opened myself. But as soon as you kick, it'll put all the fires out. So you have two options on Path of Magic if you set things on fire. And that is because Valheim doesn't give players a way to put fires out. They tell you they do because they give you those smoke bombs, right? But if you've ever actually tried to put a house that is on fire out of fire with smoke bombs, you'll find that it's pretty much impossible. So what you have to do is, boom, just kick. Then all the fire ends. And I find that that works much better because fire is cool, but not having a way to end it makes it toxic and frustrating, and players lose everything. And that's not really an enjoyable experience by any stretch of the imagination. So, here we go. No, you're not going to get me this time, Mr. Soul. I'm not going to fall for your tricks. Yeah, I could just not use fire arrows in the first place. But one, this bridge is invincible. And two, I can put all the fires out really easily. I'll show you actually. So, see, now we have the fires going. They're all over there, burning away. I just kick. They go away. Easy peasy. Also, how are they taking damage? That's weird. It looked like they were taking damage, but they're invincible. Curious. Alright. Let's see. What's not entirely true? I make a lot of statements, so I don't know which one you're referring to. Alright, let's go. I'm just gonna do it this way. Hope for the best. Basically making these... Ah, okay, so that would be 4 pieces. So that means this is like 3 meters out, isn't it? Ah, okay, so you're talking about the smoke bombs putting out the fire. Yeah, I don't know, maybe you've had better luck. When I've used the smoke bombs, I found that the way they put out the fire is sort of situational. So you need the smoke to like stay in the right place. But if your roof is burning, 2 floors of the house are burning, multiple places are, like it's too late. Does that make sense? So like you can use the smoke bomb if the fire just started. But once your house is burning down, like it's very challenging to effectively put it out. That's why like on PoM, you just kick and then every fire within like 20 meters vanishes. It's not realistic at all, but it's way more useful. At least that's been how I've dealt with it. I don't know how other people deal with it. Alright, so... Okay. This will be what actually gives it support. But how do I do that if it's like... Ah, okay, it just needs to be taller. Duh, alright. That seems pretty obvious now. A 1 meter tall? There we go. Okay, so that should be valid. So if I go like that... Oh, maybe that means I don't even need these pieces. I guess that means I don't even need this piece now that I think about it. All I need to do is go around each one over here. Add these. And that should simplify it a lot. Yeah, I won't even need those pieces, will I? Ah, I see, I see. But if I get rid of this now, that one's probably going to collapse. So I'll work on those later. Hey, Pan's bringing some iron and some tar. Awesome. That sounds great, actually. I would love even like enough iron for like a stone cutter. That'd be great, because then I can place a forge and that sort of thing. Let's see, is Pan online? Oh yeah, he is. Well, in that case, I will not pass the day. Unless you want a ZZ, in which case just tell me in chat or something, and then I'll go sleep. Alright, so... I think I see how we can move forward. Because technically, all I need now is... this part And I should be able to use the top thing just like that. And I think that will allow me to do what I want to do. But it won't have stability really till it reaches that third one. So let's see. There you go. Now let's do it here. See if that works. Yeah, that'd be awesome, Pan. Just tell me when you're in the bed, and I got one right here, so I can just run over there. Alright, so it'll be like that, but with the proper roofs. So I'm not going to fill this out too much now. I just need to figure out, like, what are the basic frames I need to put in place so everything else can work. And it looks like this will be fine. Because these are, like, centered in the rock, they give that extra support needed. And if I need to, I could run some iron up these center cores, and then that would just like finish everything up and it'd be fine. So I guess the thing to figure out now, one is I'm gonna need some kind of fireplace. Where's the center? Here? So I may as well, I'm gonna clear this. Hope I don't regret this later. If I clear all this, ooh, did those core woods? No, they weren't supporting anything. Cool. Now I'm just going to place a very basic fire here. It might burn things, but I just want some light, pretty much. You know, I really wish that the fire, I wish that it showed up on the center, you know? Like this, when you're on a build piece, which you can't build on, it shows up in the center. But then when you put it on the ground or something you can actually build on, no center for you. Is there a way, maybe you guys know, do you have some magic keyboard shortcut that changes this? Yeah, whatever. Alright, Monster Lord says, the good thing is the way you handle raids is. If people run short, something specific, you just put up the trophies and wait for that kind of raid to happen. Yeah, exactly, that's the idea. People do that with skeleton raids sometimes. So you can basically just, like, fight a bunch of stuff and then get things to build. Because there's a loot system in Path of Magic as well. So, I agree. It's definitely, there's some things I've tried that didn't work. And there's other things that I've tried. And honestly, like, they open my mind, if that makes sense. And one of the things that opened my mind is the trophy raids. Like, really, the raid system, it works better when players choose them. Like, genuinely, because the way the raids work normally, like, players can't even make an arena to fight in, right? But if the player can make the raid, they can build a fighting arena and then go there when they want to fight certain things. And I just think it makes the game better when the raids are in the player's hands, because that way, one player might hate raids. They never do any. Another player may love raids, and they can just have all of them there, you know? Whoa, that particle freaked me out. I definitely felt like a meteor was falling for a second. Alright, so that's gonna go. That's good. Pan's on his way here. He has some other stuff. And I guess for now I can try and figure out what's the minimum to get this bed to be claimable. I should aim at the edge one. Wait. That one worked? Why did this one work? That's surprising. I wasn't expecting any of these to work. Definitely not. But it does. So, let's see. I'm going to have to make some kind of basic design. But I want to make it so it doesn't block the visibility too much. But I need to do it in a way where the beds can still rest, right? So, I'm thinking something like this. I'm gonna have to do something there, obviously. But if I do that, I don't know, I feel like it blocks the visibility, but maybe I'm just like, maybe I'm worrying too much, you know what I mean? Maybe it's not that bad. The hard part, though, is gonna be, yeah, like this bed here. Because it's right in the center. Let's see. How will we make this work? Because this part won't even be there. So I could extend them one more, right? That might help fill this up a little bit. I could also put some kind of element, you know what I mean? But again, I don't know. I don't know if I like that. I do have a little bit of crystal. I doubt that's going to make much of a difference, but let's see, actually. It could. It definitely could. Just gotta put away all this nonsense. Put it in the chest so I can actually see stuff. Oh, we did have more core wood. It was just in the chest. There we go. Yeah, I mean, that's alright. I mean, I don't know. I like it when things are more open, but it is what it is. See, I could try something. Let's see. It's pretty simple. I don't really like that, but it is visible. Still doesn't fix the bed situation, though. Let's see. Actually, maybe it's coming... Nah, it's definitely coming from that side, isn't it? And it's raining. Oh, yeah, there's no shelter here. I forgot I can check that way. Oh, so in theory, that means... Wait, does that mean this bed? Okay, that bed works. These beds don't. Alright, let's do a little test here. Because obviously, this has way less than it would normally. Because it's not, like, the roof isn't finished or anything, right? So I'm going to see, does that... No, that doesn't fix it anyway. Alright. I should probably get some tar, to be honest, because it looks like I need to, like, fill out the roof to get a better sense of how to make the beds. For now, let's see how this looks on the outside. You know... I don't like that part, the core wood part. But that part... I mean, maybe I can dig the crystal. I don't know. I've never really figured out how to use crystal and make it look nice, to be honest. It's kind of hard to work around the fact that you can't stack the crystal on itself. It has to have like a frame, right? And then you can stack the crystal. But there's probably a way around that. Sometimes it looks nice with the frame. The problem is the frame messes up the visibility even more. So, I'm not sure how I would feel about that, really. Like in this case, for example, we could make it taller. I think I can actually bypass it, right? Because I can make the frame, or I can make the crystal. And we can't put the crystal on itself. But I'm pretty sure if we make wood with it, the crystal can actually support itself. It's just you can't build it on crystal, so you have to do this, right? Oh no, it does need to clip into something. I see, I see. Yeah, so you can get crystal to show up in places you couldn't normally place it, but it looks like it has such a low stability that it breaks really, really easily, I would assume. Because I think if I could have it go across like that, I don't know, maybe that would work. I don't like these beams though, I'm trying to get rid of those. For now though, probably fine. Hey, Aki's here! Hello, Pan. Oh, awesome. You brought some stuff. Fantastic. Amazing. Whoa, look at that. You got some good stuff. Whoa. I stole some of the stamina food. Thank you. Nice. Is there anything you want to work on here? You're welcome to, like, if you want to fill something out. I've got most of it framed, pretty much. Now it's just a matter of doing all the roof nonsense, you know what I mean? Let's see, how are we doing? Guess I should buy some tar. Let's see. Alright, 1 second. Wool dividers. Monster Lord says, what if you use wool dividers? The way you have visibility and still a wool of sorts. Wool. Oh, do you mean like in between the bed? I wonder if that would... I hadn't actually thought about that. Maybe putting something in... Like, let's see. If I put a little wool here. Let me do a little test, actually. Does that... Ooh. Interesting. Very interesting. I see. Now that... Will that work just the whole way? Let me see. Maybe I don't even need to do it fully. Maybe the back half can just have a wall. Let's see. I'm not using the snapping points. Feels rebellious. Okay. That worked. That worked. That one doesn't work. That one doesn't work. That one works. Alright, what if though, what if I made it like this? So I added this thing here. Maybe even, maybe it'll be even better if I add some nonsense. I don't even know if these add any stability, to be honest. But I'm thinking the player wakes up, basically. Nah, their head would clip into that. I guess that doesn't matter that much, but still can't do it. I wonder, is it from the front or is it from over here? Because this is also the apex of this area. So maybe that is why... Okay, I guess we can test it this way. Because if that's true, then basically it's going to be totally fine once we actually build the rest of the stuff. Ooh, are you saying it was fine the whole time? That's very interesting. Ooh, you brought a lot of tar. That's awesome. Perfect, Pan. Thank you. I guess I'll start here with this blank one. Try and fill the roof up with the tar roof and see how it goes. Should just be able to go 1, 2, 3, and then yeah, it has to be one more. That's right. There we go. And then it clips into that support beam. This is actually nice. I usually frame the entire roof, but if you just put the support beams in the right place, that works pretty well. Yeah, there we go. Okay, okay. Great idea with the wall dividers, by the way, Monster Lord. I don't know if this is what you had in mind, but it seems to have worked. So just keep this going. So now this part is going to be the true test, right? Because these areas get full stability. And I guess I could probably cut down this tree. Why not? It's just to get that stuff out of the way. I'll probably need the wood at some point, but there we go. Now that's a little bit more visible. And we're going to get some clipping there, but that's okay. I find that clipping, for me, it looks fine as long as it's symmetrical. I don't mind it. But there we go. It goes out one, and then it also needs to extend on each side, basically. So it also needs to extend here. Grab my hammer. Look at that. I'm being smart. I'm repairing my hammer instead of just crafting new ones over and over again. Alright, so we'll fill that out. Then the thing to figure out is pretty much the center part. That's the thing that's confusing. Yeah, if you want to put metal beams inside, specifically this core wood beam pan, these ones, these center ones are the ones that need metal. If they have it, then we might just need a little touch up on the side. Oh, I see. So Monster Lord was talking about these kind of dividers, like the carved darkwood one, the ashwood one, these things. Yeah, the ashwood divider. They do look nice, to be honest, and they have decent visibility. We'll see. I'm probably gonna like get rid of the core wood and then just kind of keep this look for now. Keep it something simple. But I'll worry about that stuff after we have better framed up the place. So it will be like this, right? But then these things are going to clip into each other. So I get support from that. That's funny. I guess I need to do 2 of them next to each other to really see how they clip and everything, right? Because this part Yeah, they're gonna clip more and more as they get closer towards the center. I think we have the stuff to make a forge, Aki. I brought copper and stuff. It's just in... Where is it? I brought like 10 copper, 10 tin, and 10 bronze. I just don't remember where I put it. It's probably in this cart. You'll just need some coal. You can probably get that. Alright. Gotta think about this. Guess for now, here we go. Let's do it this way. I'm gonna make all of these dividers and all of these sections. Because this seems to, I think this piece is gonna be here. This is how it's actually gonna be. So, may as well just fill it all out. I also broke the cardinal rule, you know. Let the building get rained on, and now all the floors all left up. Now that's something people love, right? Damaged floors from rain. I wonder, so what do you guys think? What benefit does it serve the player's experience that rain damages wooden floors? What do you all think? Because everything should have some benefit to the player, even if it's something that like they don't like, but it causes something beneficial. You know, that can be good. But I've asked myself that question before. What benefit is there to the rain damaging building materials? What does that add to the game? Realism? I suppose? I guess it's realistic that wood can rot when it gets wet, but like, I don't know. I have this grope with game developers. It's like people are always obsessed with realism, and it's like, yo, you know we have real life, right? Like, real life is pretty real. Don't we have that for our realism? Why do we need to put all this realism in video games when it's like, might not even be a useful feature? I guess I'm just burned because like, I feel like I've played games so many times where there's some feature that is like, to be more like real life, but it's completely pointless and serves no benefit to the player. It's not fun, it's not interesting, you know? Like all that this does. Okay, I gotta repair these now. I guess I could have built a roof. Call it a skill issue? I don't know. I'm struggling to figure out what benefit it is to anybody that the floors get damaged. Like, genuinely. So if you can make a compelling argument, let me know. Because I want to hear it. Oh, crap. Hey! Starting to come together a bit. Nice. Alright. So these corners actually work pretty well. Not gonna lie, that actually works. Now we have this part. I guess I can replace... here we go. I can start replacing this part. Because this is all thatch roof. And really what we have to figure out now is the interaction with two roofs next to each other that are angles while each roof is square. You can imagine how that gets confusing. Like here, for example, there's already overlap, right? Also, I placed all of those in the wrong place. Act like that didn't happen. Now let's start with this one. So let's see. Easier to line it up to the piece below it. So we're gonna go with this, and this becomes our centerpiece. Now just like this. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Okay, so now we can continue from here. We want to snap into that side piece so we can grab some of the stability there. There we go. Now the same thing over here. I'm so glad they added these extra snapping points. It makes building so much easier. Definitely they've added a couple quality of life things over the years that I appreciate. Honestly, I don't really care that much about Valheim updates, but I like the quality of life stuff for sure. Let's see. Nice, alright. Oh yeah, that's gonna get destroyed. Okay, so that that clipping will happen. I guess I need to continue to see how the clipping pattern must keep going, right? So if we keep this part there, now we add 2 more here. What are we gonna get? We're gonna get this sort of repeating clip, right? The thing is, how are we gonna do the center? I guess we'll figure that out. We'll just leave like a gap in there at first, right? But for now, I can't keep building here, so I'll just make a temporary thing that isn't even correct. It's not even snapped anywhere, but that should be enough to give these things here some stability. And that'll help me figure out what to do for the roof. Because this is really the last part. I just got to fill out the roof, figure out the pattern for it, and then everything else is fine. And like, there's a lot of clipping here, so maybe I just accept that, and it is a clipped roof. Because otherwise I'm not going to get the stability bonus from it, right? Like, even in places like this, is that why I don't have a shelter bonus right now? Like, is that one spot what's messing it all up? I don't know, I guess we can see. Do I get a shelter bonus? No, okay, so that's fine. It's from all of this stuff then. Alright, so it'll look like this. And then what happens at this point? This is pretty much the center. So, how am I going to deal with that? Well, why don't I climb up on top? Sometimes the roofs are easier to think about when you're actually on top of the roof. Let's see. Oh, fell off there. Yeah, here we are. Alright. Oh, I fell. Alright, on the roof. Looking good. Wow, these tiles. I love the shingle roof. They look so much nicer than the thatched roofs. Let's see. Well, it looks quite even in here. 8-meter poles on inside ring. Yeah, yes, I think so. Wait, what are you looking at? Let's see. 8-meter. Oh, are you thinking of the 8-meter poles inside ring? Do you mean like this part here? I think you're right, actually. We will need something here. And that means I need to reestablish the center point. I should do that. Alright. That's pretty easy, actually. I just need to clip. No, I just need to do that, and that's the center point right here. So let's put something in it. There we go. There, so now we have our center spot. And what we need to do, basically, is make some support beams that come out from these. Those ones, Pan, they're just clipped there. Like, don't worry about those. They're not in the right place. But if we do something like this... That... Oh, I see what you mean. You want to make it taller? It'll be too tall that way. Makes sense? Because that'll raise all of the roofs as well. Makes sense? Well, it'll stick out, because this is like the height of the roof, pretty much. Here, these are gonna fall now. But I need to make the core wood beams actually in the right spot. So yeah, let's sleep. It's a good idea. Oh, I guess we can sleep now, can't we? Oh no, I need a fire. A closer fire, apparently. Just toss one out here. Oof. Oh, there we go. That's one way to do it. How many times am I going to die building this building? Oh, Monster Lord says what you could also do is use some of the metal dividers that you unlock in the Mistlands. They do the same purpose and they give stability because they're metal. Yeah, and that's also made with copper, right? So I think in this playthrough, we haven't actually gotten a black forge here yet, but it's definitely a good idea. Yeah, what's that? There we go. Put that fire out. Can we actually sleep in these beds? Hey, that is cool. Look at that. It's already begun. Fantastic. Hooray! Alright, so now the center part here needs something that is... Oh, I need some food. 1 second. Be smart about it. Was it here? I feel like there was some somewhere. Ah, there we go. Right here. Yeah, I got the good food. Thanks for bringing all this stuff, Pan. You definitely brought way more preparations. I just came here and like I had some wood and some money and I was like, I'll make it work. Alright. So, oh yeah, this part. I need to make a kind of central area here that has some beams that the roof can just clip into these. They don't need to be perfect. So I feel like making it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to make it 3 meters from the center. Hopefully I don't regret that too much. And then add our little beam things here. Is this gonna... No, it's not clipped in properly, but I think that's alright. And these will get the benefit from the floor. And then we just need them to be a little bit higher. So I guess they can use the 2-meter beam now. And then this should be enough for our roof to actually stay up. And it looks super disorganized right now, but I think it'll work. Just need to set it up right. Let's see, did I place these properly? It seems like it. It's always hard to tell, to be honest. Good enough, though. I think that is good enough. So now, we'll be able to start placing our roof. Roof. Nice. All right. So, I guess I should start doing it fully, right? Everything's set up, so this just has one extra thing. Oh, he already put the beams in there. That's nice. Awesome. That's good. This one just needs one more. Okay, cool. Yeah, that looks solid. Okay, so now, now it's roofing time, and I think I can just start doing a fill pattern. So we're gonna start with this, make sure it's lined up. Yep. Corner. And just for the simplicity of my mind, I'm gonna keep filling it up in a pattern where I just kind of rotate. And instead of filling each one fully, this is what I do. I find that it's easier to build this way. It makes it way more relaxing. Instead of like trying to finish each part individually. Makes sense? But of course then I get issues here. I have to change the pattern up. I think that's gonna full, but for now, it's alright. Then we have this here. Let's fix this up too. One, two, and 3. Nice. And then is this thatched? Yeah, that's all thatched. Let's get rid of that. Oops, overdid it. Whatever. Alright, and then there's another one over here. Let's keep... How's it going again? That way, that way, that way. Yeah, so we go like this. Boom, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice, nice. An iron fire pit. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And so now I should just be able to keep the other pattern going. It looks like I didn't... Yeah, let's finish this properly, though, because there needs to be a little bit of overhang. And I forgot to do that, so we'll go do that over here. And then these ones are just breaking, so I'm not really going to worry that much about it. That one's good. This one needs to overhang. And now we should be able to just kind of rotate and keep going. Let's see. Yeah, I can remove my tombstone stuff. I don't have any qualms about them being around, and you're definitely right. Like, if there's a bunch of dead tombstone markers, people tend to think the area is dangerous, and it scares them. Let's see. Hey, look at that. This part looks very messy, but once it's all clipped together, I think it will stop looking very messy. We'll see. Oh, yeah, I don't need that extra part of the roof, do I? Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. Okay, for now, we'll do that later. I'm just gonna do this part. I swear I remember how to clip. Now for over here. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Bump-a-dum, bump-a-dum-a-dum-a-dum. Hey, I can feel this coming together now. There's something satisfying about once you've placed the like framework of everything, right? Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. Building circular buildings is very, very fiddly. That's why I try and I like doing things pseudo-circularly. Like I make it have like a circular profile, but it's made of squares. Basically. That's what I'm doing here, basically. I just clip everything into itself, but not enough support there. It's fine. Now these ones are the tricky ones because they're further away. Maybe Pan, if you could figure out how to get more support for the beams that are like where... Oh yeah, if we have iron beams, we could change that, couldn't we? Because basically, if you look over here, Pan, these beams down here, like the side of the building that isn't near the ground doesn't have as much support. So maybe if we put iron in these beams and like clip it into the floor somehow, like the stone piece, maybe that'll make it so that the edge has enough. I think we just need like, yeah, like one down there or something. Shenanigans says curve everything always. It certainly is more interesting that way. All right. Oh! No, wait, is that the thing? Of course it is. You see that? Classic core wood nonsense. I wonder how many times this core wood nonsense showed up in this stream. Ah, okay, I see. This is the one that Pan... Ah, alright. So what I need to do is just move it up a tiny bit. It's like just a tiny bit too short from the roof. Let's see. Alright. So... Interesting. Is Twitch less delayed than YouTube? Probably not, to be honest. It's probably about the same. Really, I have to get in... I could get in a Discord chat, actually. The only way to know it's like live is for me to actually be there. 1 second. Yeah, alright, Pan, I'm in the live streaming voice chat. So if you want, you can like, you don't have to talk or anything. You're welcome to if you want. But then you can join that, and then you'll hear me live if you're in the Discord. And that way yeah, you won't get the delay from the stream. Yeah, it's definitely confusing that way. It's funny how like even just like a delay of like a 20-second delay, which doesn't sound like much, but it's funny how fast our minds work, because it's definitely long enough to cause problems with communication. Definitely. Alright, so here Ah, I see what I can do. Yeah, the iron beam is giving it all the stability it needs. So all I have to do is clip the core. Ah, hello there. I don't know if they can hear you, but I heard you say hello. And Shenanigans says that Twitch is faster than YouTube. Ah, yeah, I see this problem now. I guess I can do it that way. Yeah, I know what to do. I'll just clip it in from the top. Yeah, problem solved. All right. Yeah, now we can actually place the roof fully. That made sense. I was wondering why it was breaking there, but of course there was a gap, so it wasn't actually reaching the intended area. Now we can see, how is this going to work? How is it going to clip into the top? Hooray! We have a standing roof! Look at that! Good progress. Let's see, Kamita says, do you build with mods that alter the health pieces of build pieces? Like, get off my lawn. I haven't had any experience that myself, but I do know a lot of the people in the Valheim world editing Discord who build. They like to, like, make it so the pieces look damaged, but they still have full health and that kind of thing. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but let me know. What do you mean exactly, Kam? Missing requirement. Whoa, 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 what's that? I know that noise. You want to go? I just got to make sure not to use a... Oh, I died? Yeah, I didn't get my body back. That's right. I could probably survive a hit, couldn't I? Oh, no. Come on. Yeah, there's my bubble. That's what I'm going for. There we go. Alright. Hey, coming together now. Just need to finish up the roof here. Need more wood. Interesting. Do we have more? I can always buy some more wood. Wood's actually really... You get a lot of wood. So I think I'll use... Pan also brought some coins. So what I'll do... Let's see. Ah, yeah, you brought... Ooh, you brought like 5,000 coins. I use one of those stacks for some wood. So, let's see. We can... Ah, Monster Lord. Pan, I don't think he said anything, aside from hello. So that's probably why you didn't hear him. Oh yeah, Monster Lord said that he can hear me, but not the other person. So, I was answering that question. Now, how much is the wood? Alright, one second. I gotta check the list here. Don't actually remember how much wood costs from this system. Ah, 450 wood is 980 coins. Okay. I think that'll be enough wood. I guess we'll see, though. Alright. 980 coins. So let's get our 980 coins. 980. And then we're going to purchase some wood. Nice. Awesome. So now we have all the wood. Not all of the wood, but a good amount, you know. Good enough that we can keep working. Keep the video going. Definitely it's better to focus on building here. Alright, let's see. So... No, oh yeah, I put it in the cart. I'm always doing that. Needs to go in the chest, not the cart. I think there's all this stone here. Like, doesn't matter. Oh no, we do have some iron now. I guess we could build like a stone foundation or something. Alright. So I just keep the roof going. I'm gonna focus on getting the rings for each roof placed. Alright, so we're gonna do just these two and then build everything else off of it, because it's gonna be kind of confusing with all the clipping, especially now that I've gotten like part of the roof placed, but not the rest of it. So what we're gonna do is keep going like this. And we're gonna go around and make this part finished. So just that stretch there, that's gonna make it easier to see exactly where each piece like really needs to be. Definitely need some iron in that beam right there. Wait, what did I do here? Oh, no, there's only 4 beams. I guess that's okay. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I only put 4 beams in here. And is it centered to the entrance? What? It is centered to... Wow, okay. That was complete coincidence. I really didn't even try and do that on purpose. All right. Let's try that again over here. Wait, what am I doing? Is that right? Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. Yeah, there we go. See, this is what we're trying to do. Fill out that last part here. All right. 1, 2, 3. Nice. All right. I guess people are always saying it's all about the roofs. I think I understand now. It's like, this isn't even a multiple floored building, but that's probably like the OG Valheim experience, right? You start building a like 3-floored building, and then you get to the top and you realize there's enough structural stability for the floor, but not the roof. Hey, look at this. It's starting to come together. It's got a lot of gaps. Don't get me wrong, definitely got a lot of gaps, but let's see how it looks from the outside. I haven't actually taken a silhouette break to see how it's going in a while, so let's see. Not gonna lie, that looks pretty cool. Definitely coming together. All right. Now, let's see. What can I do to fill this up? Oh, I know what I do. I switch to this piece, don't I? Oh. Okay. And then the smoke. I guess the smoke doesn't really matter because it'll naturally just funnel out of the outsides, right? So let's make sure the pieces are mostly placed. This one, I guess, is missing one. Yeah, I can tell. There we go. Then these, they're placed. Those, that's the entrance. So there is nothing to place, so to speak. There we go. That's good, that's good, that's good. Oh, something's missing. Something's missing somewhere. I can tell something is wrong with this shape. But where? Ah, here. Yeah, there we go. That's what it is. Ah, no. Okay, that piece is gone. It's this piece. There we go. Now that's right. Should point to the door. Yes! That is pretty cool, to be honest. There's something about that moment where it all lines up and makes some kind of star or something. It's like, huh. Cool. Very cool. Alright. And now we have a rested bonus more often. But I'm kind of wondering... I don't know. It'd be kind of cool if that was just like... I don't know, a bonfire or something. But at the same time, maybe it doesn't matter. Let's just close this up and see how it looks. But instead of closing it on all 8 pieces, I'm just going to close it this way. I don't know if this is going to work, but it definitely looks like a mess up there. Like a jumbled mess, right? There's that little piece there, which goes to the entrance. I mean, it looks so jumbled. I definitely don't like how cluttered it looks. But, I mean, if it works, I guess I'll work on that later. Can probably like just fill in the patches with something. Maybe like do some kind of trim or like some kind of pattern up there. That might work. You know, I could like use this go to the center from this piece here, right? Just gotta find a snap piece. Oh, it could snap there, but that's not gonna help, is it? You know what? I don't think this really matters that much. For now, we're just gonna pass it. I want to finish up the rest of the roof. Really need to identify the spots that need some more... Yeah, it needs some more support. So, let's see. The roof outside in particular is the worst. So, let's go there. This spot that overhangs needs more support. But I can probably do it by clipping the beams into this and that piece right there. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. So I should be able to just clip this. What? You can't clip inside core wood beams? Oh my god, I hate them. That's so tragic. I swear, with all the other pieces, you can just do this, right? You built your house out of wood, and now you want to reinforce it with some iron. Like... It just clips inside of it, right? But you can't do that with the core wood. What a pain. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Maybe if I make... Oh, I know what to do. Okay, that's how we do it. Yeah, so we can't use the core wood snap point. But once we place the snap point in, there we go. Then we can get it to work. So now all I need to do is place... this. It would normally be right here, actually. I guess that's okay. The thing is, I need it to clip into the rock, so as long as it's blue, that means it's clipping into the rock. Nice, nice. All right. So that should be enough stability there. The blue, it being blue, probably will solve our issues. But, just in case, we might not be lucky. We'll see, though. There we go. 1, 2. Should be good enough. Now, I think just those two pieces have given us enough support. But let's also chuck one in here, just in case. Alright, let's see. Are you near a bedpan? Probably a good time to rest. It is very dark now. But now I should be able to place the rest of this roof. Let's see. Bum-ba-dum. There we go. Awesome. Thanks for bringing all that stuff, by the way. That's very, very helpful. Definitely appreciate it. Oh, it needs to be angled? Ah, I see. Okay. Yeah, I see why people get frustrated about core wood now. It's like so easy to place something in the wrong spot, right? All right, what's this? That looks like a gap. Fill it. And this we can add the overhang now. That's fine. We have 29 more pieces of tar. 26. I think that might be just enough. Maybe like a tiny bit. Yeah, fuck core wood. Thank you. It's like, it's nice, but definitely those little things. Frustrating, for sure. Alright, that's good. That's good. This needs to be finished up. Okay, I see. Hey, and it's not red anymore. That is perfect. It's amazing how just a little bit of iron, that's all you need. You don't even need to like fully build of iron. Just like, it's sort of like it raises the ground level, right? I mean, it doesn't, but it's as if the ground was raised up and then you get more support. Hey, bedtime. Nice. Look at that. Yeah, so Shenanigans says, it drives me crazy even if I know all the tricks. So he doesn't like core wood. I don't blame you, honestly. Especially now. I'll have to try and build a like log cabin at some point. I've never done that. All right. Looking pretty good. Let's see. I have a feeling we don't need this anymore. It looks nasty, so now it's a little bit better. And we'll be able to trim that up somehow. Just not sure how exactly. Definitely coming together. Let's see. There are spots that are missing. I just have to figure out where are the missing roof spots. Here was one of them, right? There we go. How much do I want things to clip, though, is the thing, right? Like this? That's not necessary. This? Also not necessary. This one? Nah, I guess that one's necessary. This is the part where it gets confusing, right? Because here, if I clip it there, well, yeah, nothing's come out this side yet. Because I haven't done the overhang. So it should be more like that, right? So that means I need to add another one here, otherwise it looks unfair. There we go. Ah, okay, that sort of looks like a pattern, to be honest. I could work with that. Make some kind of trim that like outlines the triangular, well, the diamonds, right? Interesting. All right. So that's there. That means this one needs to be polished up as well. 7 tar. Uh-oh. Getting low. Tar supply is low. There we go. Boom. Nice. That one's good. Now we have this one. We need more. 3 tar. There's some more over here, I feel like. I feel like I probably dropped some tar while I was building. There we go. There's some. Anything else? I could also buy some more tar. You don't need that much, though. Just maybe like 20 more pieces. Something like that. All right. Hey, this is coming together. Look at that. All right. Now, it's going to fill some of these gaps. Hey, shelter bonus. Let's see. There's still too many gaps, though. There's definitely a couple more gaps in this roof, but for now, I think I'm done working on the roof, and I'm going to finish up the rest of the kind of wool thing there. I know that that's a very simple... Oh, God, I'm dead. What is that, the 5th time? 4th time I died? I've died more building this house than I did in the other stream raiding a crypt. Alright. Just act like that didn't happen. And so now, we're going to just keep this pattern going. So, I do have to go get my body. Look at all these. I just keep dying. That's so funny. All this nonsense. I think the smoke's fine, Pan, because of the open layout, the smoke will go out of... Well, actually, I don't know. Will it? I feel like the smoke's not going to matter. Because of the way the roofs are designed, it will just kind of like hang out in the roof, maybe leave out the sides, but I don't really know, to be honest. We'll have to try it and see what happens. This looks like it's going to set some fires if I turn it on. I guess we could do it simpler, right? Alright, well, if you're going to work on that, I'll work on this stuff here. How's our wood supply? Let's check the actual chest. About 200 there, and 3... Okay, we're probably good for now. And just tear up all the wood, right? Kamita says core wood horizontal beams have 4 snap points instead of 2 like the rest. That's why it feels awkward to use. Com likes them though when you get creative with it. Yeah, it makes sense once you like are aware of exactly how it's happening, right? It's not like it's something that's like so frustrating it needs to change. And I guess there are reasons for the core wood to be there, right? Or the core wood to function that way. In my head, there's more reasons for core wood to have 2 snap points than there is for water to damage buildings. Alright. Time to repair again. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. There we go. For some reason, I'm very amused by the hidden location of this little spot. It's very cute. Alright, I'm just going to keep going around, filling these in. And then I brought 50 crystal, but there's actually way more crystal. So I might like run back and then get some other stuff. We'll see. It doesn't actually take that long if you're running, but if you're using the cart, oof. It's a different situation. I'm also lucky I didn't die on the way here, to be honest. That was also very, very lucky. Usually, like when you're traveling down the path, a bunch of nonsense happens. So, it's very easy to think that you're alright, but then, you know, you find like a bunch of trolls and they're Grey Dwarf healers or something. Nice. Alright. So here we have that. That's all the way around. Hey. Nice. I guess we just need a little bit more trim here and here. I really like the trimming part. For me, I mean, in general, I enjoy most of the building process. I guess the only thing I don't really like is cutting, like, trees all the time. But even, I don't know, I like cutting trees a little bit. Like, earlier I was just chatting and cutting wood. That was fun. But definitely it can be kind of boring, so. In general, with building, I guess everyone has their favorite, like, spots, right? Their favorite styles. I like sketching things out and like drawing random crappy drawings that end up becoming buildings. So like drawing out a floor plan or whatever. But in this case, all I needed to do was pretty much set up something that has room for beds. So, hey, stone, nice. That looks cool. I dig it. Alright, that's there. Now, how much crystal did I bring? I brought 50. And each one uses 2. And each area has, what? Oh, didn't mean to do that. Each area needs, technically, 2, 4, 6. So each pane will use 12 crystal. Do I care if it has that little gap there? I guess not, to be honest. For now, it's fine. Let's place the rest of the crystal. What is it? Why is crystal in heavy build? Maybe heavy doesn't mean what I think it means. Yeah, I know why. I get confused because I immediately think heavy duty. And crystal is not heavy duty. But I guess it's heavy, like heavy weights, right? Oh, what's this? I have a rested bonus here? Huh. That's honestly kind of surprising. I wasn't expecting to have one here. Is the fueling laugh coming from the stream? It keeps giving me PT. Oh, yes, that fueling laugh. Yeah, it's not from my stream. It's part of PoM. Basically, anytime you kill something, the goblins steal the loot. Pretty much. Not always, but it's like 2/3 of the time the goblins steal the loot. It's just a mechanic to make it so like when you chop wood, you get the 3 times resource notifier. But when you kill a goblin, you don't get 3 times resources. Because otherwise, there's like the loot from monsters and the building materials are attached to each other. So you can get more building materials from trees and stuff with the world modifier, but you're also going to have 3 times as many drops from monsters. So it can be really taxing on the inventory. Personally, like, I find it hard to play on 3x without, like, some kind of alterations that allow you to adjust inventory, have it bigger, etc., etc. Hey, this kind of looks cool. It's coming along, coming along. Hey, this is awesome. I like the way you use these 4 fire pits here. And that's also perfect because it brings the fire pits closer to the beds. So probably they'll be close enough now to actually sleep. Let's see. Ah. Okay, this... Really? This one's too far away from the fire? Tragic. Okay, so these ones are close enough. Wait, you can just sit like that? That's really funny. I, like, froze the animation somehow. Didn't even know that was a thing. There we go. I see. Ah, Shenanigans says, that's good to know. I'm playing Valheim at the moment, and the goblin laugh is really messing with me. As we just killed Motor. Yeah, I feel ya. Especially if you're, like, in a world where the goblins start showing up at night. That's always a very frustrating thing, for sure. So here... Looks like there's certain beds that won't be close enough to the fires. Do you think, Pan, can you scoot the fires so they go to the very edge of each block? Because right now, this bed here isn't close, like it can't see the fire, right? So if it's just scooted, I think just like tiny bit more, it'll probably be enough. Aside from that, all the other beds are good. Like I can sleep in this one. So it's probably just like a tiny bit more it needs to be moved out. I could also move the beds a little bit closer. Looks like I didn't... Yeah, I didn't clip them into the back, so they're already a little bit forward. May as well build the rest of them now, I guess. Ah, that's gonna be a bunch of wood, though. Do you mind? Can I use the coins? Some of the more of the coins you brought, Pan? Is that all right? Got some more wood. Ah, that's what they're for. Okay. I thought so. I just, you know, on the off chance that you brought them for, just happen to have a bunch of coins with you. All right. So we'll need some tar and some more wood. So let's see. To get the tar, I think tar is on floor trade. I don't remember though. No, tar's not on floor trade. Tar's on the other thing. Ah, yeah, we trade resin for it. That's right. Resin to a trader. Alright, I'll deal with that later. Don't really need the tar now. Just need the money. Alright, yeah. What is it? 950? 980? Yeah, 980. 980. There we go. Oops, wrong one. Boom! Nice. Now we have everything we need. Oh. I have too much stuff I need. Way too much stuff I need, apparently. Oh yeah, coins are heavy. I was like, where's all this weight coming from? Put all the nonsense away. I should probably take some of this food so it's actually in my inventory. That'd be smart. And all this stuff that's for building can go... Why do I have all these knives? Flint knife, copper knife. I must have gotten them as drops. I didn't even notice. Ah, crystal. That's true. Hey. I see, I see. Shenanigans says, fun fact, iron fire pits from Hilder don't go out in the rain. Hey, that is a fun fact. I didn't know that. That's like the third fact I've learned from this stream. Thanks for all the help. You guys have genuinely helped me become a better builder. I appreciate that. I still have to learn to do this thing, though. The hold shift and then boop. That one's so cool. Honestly, that's my favorite. Because now I can like start a build by building one piece of each thing I need, and then I don't have to look at my menu anymore. I can just look around and copy them this way. You know? I think that's really cool. Really, really cool. Alright, time to, let's see, we got wood for all the beds. There's some trim there. Alright, I think we can get started here. Let's see, so I placed the beds. How did I place them? Did I line it up with anything here? Let's see. Ah, okay, so it's not lined up directly, but it's like one board of that next piece. So if I find the center and I just place the center bed, then I won't have to think about it for all the other beds. So probably around right there. Now same thing for this one. Place the bed. There's the center. Now for our next one, place the bed. There's the center right there. Boom. Nice. Hey, Restream just gave me a notification that I received 100 messages today. That's cool. I think it must be including them from all of the streams I did yesterday, I'm assuming. So I definitely haven't gotten 100 messages today. And maybe that was my 100th message. That could have been it. Either way, let's see. Yeah, it's funny how like I'm multi-streaming, right? So I stream on YouTube and on Twitter. No, not Twitter. Wow, Twitch. But I have no audience on Twitter or Twitch. So it's funny how like I see why it's very hard to start streaming if you haven't made content before, because on YouTube you guys will watch me, right? And I've made all these Valheim videos and stuff, and that makes it easy for me to talk because I feel like there's actually people listening, right? Obviously I'm not like a super popular streamer, but you know, there is actual someone to talk to. Whereas if I was just starting on Twitch, I have between 0 and 1 person looking. Whoa, that looks cool. Yeah, that'd be a great idea, actually. I love that. Because then that keeps the central area clear. So we could do something like that. Might not even need to do 7, actually. Maybe you could get away with 4. Like, because they'd be right like this, right? I think that would probably work, to be honest. Yeah, it would be. You could do 4 symmetrical ones. So you've already done this one. And then 1 over here. 1 over there. That way there aren't as many. Because if you do 8, then it's going to take up a lot of space, basically. It doesn't matter, though. You can do 8 if you want. Really, it's however you feel. Alright, let's see. Does this one work now? Yeah, and it definitely... Well, here, of course it works. It's very close. I guess I should try this bed, right? This is the furthest one. Ah, yeah, even this bed works, Pan. So I'm pretty sure you could just do 4 and it would be fine. Because this one's like the furthest away from that that fuel over there. I'll place the rest of the beds now. Let's see. Oh, I guess I can line that thing up. I've become so used to snap points. Now when I don't have them, I'm like, oh no, what do I do? I have to actually gauge where it is using my brain. Tough, 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 tough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it looks like, honestly, this went really well. We already have beds that can be claimed. Thanks for your help, Pan. Definitely made it easier having another person. And the stuff you brought prevented me from having to go get it during the stream. Hey, Raven Shotten, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. We are working on a starting in for the new players on PoM, so that when people join, they come here, get a bed, set up a spawn spot. That is the idea, at least. Pan is here. He's making the fireplaces in the center areas. I am placing the beds and setting these up. How are you doing, Robin? What have you been up to today? It is a Sunday. Oh yeah, it's the weekend. I see. I had no sense of what day it was. I just woke up early. Nice. Definitely have to use a lot of wood for all these beds. And then all we need to do is fill these up. Yeah, this is like the finishing touches, to be honest. Well, of the functionality of the base. I'm sure people over time will like, maybe they'll add something, change it around a bit. But for now, it's looking pretty good. Wait, why is this different? Oh, that one goes all the way, and that one doesn't. I see. So I just take these away? Does that work? Ah, yeah, that works. This is just missing a piece. Bum-ba-dum. Alright. Ooh, and then I can use these. Yeah, I'm trying to use these pieces more, to be honest. I like them. I tend to just use them for, like, roof stuff, but I guess we don't even need to limit it to roofs. It's useful for all sorts of stuff. There we go. That looks much better. Much more purposeful. Alright, now I just gotta basically copy this design. All of this stuff here. And remake all these beds, because I used all of them. Shenanigans says, tiny drop in the bucket compared to all the stuff about server commands I've learned from your videos. Your videos about Upgrade World and server dev commands have saved me from several mental breakdowns. Haha! That's awesome. I'm glad to have been useful. That's like what I gotta figure out now is like, I'm in this habit of streaming, and now I just gotta figure out like, okay, keep the streaming habit, and once or twice a week also post a video that's a tutorial about like using these things or expand world prefabs. But the EWP stuff is kind of tricky to make tutorials about, because in general, the Valheim player base is quite uneducated about what's possible in Valheim, because most of them aren't playing Valheim anymore. So like, one, they don't even know what a lot of the updates have done, and two, they have no idea that EWP is even remotely possible. So like, sometimes people literally get insulted when you even suggest these things are possible. So they have a lot to learn, and like, that's something I have to keep in mind, is like, how do I keep in mind that like a lot of people are really, really far behind what they need to know to like understand expand world prefabs well, you know? So like, if I make the videos about it, it works, but there's a lot of things people don't know about Devcommands and like just the basics that like they need to be educated about. And like recently I made a video about recently a video I made ages ago has been blowing up, and it's literally just how to use Devcommands. Like, not even anything fancy, like how to go into your console and turn them on, and then like how to use fly and ghost. That's it. And it's like, I'm yelling in the video, bad audio, everything. And like, YouTube doesn't care, apparently. They're just like, that's what people want to watch. They want to learn how to turn on Devcommands in the console. So like, that's like 2 years away from being capable of doing the expand world prefab stuff. So like, I don't know how to wrap my head around that. I gotta like simplify the content somehow. So the thing I've noticed so far is like, I can make expand world prefabs content, but it doesn't do well unless it's about a problem people already believe they have. Then people will pay attention. But like, it's funny because there can be a really great script that really helps and makes Valheim really fun for the average player. But if it doesn't address a problem they think they have, they won't even try it. So like, it's all about figuring out how to reword everything into the ways that like the average vanilla Valheim player who doesn't play Valheim anymore can actually understand. And that is something I've been trying to learn about. There are a bunch of videos though, like I want to make some about like just in general how to like save a blueprint using Infinity Hammer. Whoa, Pan, this looks awesome. I like the little stair stone thing in the center. Very cool. Very cool. Alright. There we go. That's that bit. That looks pretty good. We've got all our beds here. All our beds here. Now what we're looking for is just to finish this up. Oh no, I need this thing. That's right. Yeah, just something simple here. Obviously, I don't know how necessary these are, but they look cool. So we're just gonna go with it. Missing requirement? What am I missing? Do I like get away from a workbench or something? That was weird. Blah, 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 blah. Why can't... Ah, there it is. Why can't I think? Nice. Hey, this is really coming together. Oh, please be tar. What did it drop? Ah, wood. So, on Path of Magic, you get stuff. Like, while you're building, while you're hoeing, while you're doing these things, you get loot. Hey, this is coming together, Pan. Good job. This looks cool. Yeah, I like the center a lot. Very cool. It looks like the smoke's fine. Sort of accumulates. Here it accumulates a lot. Why? Ah, it's because there's extra beams there. I wonder, can I get rid of those? I think I can just get rid of these. They're probably not needed anymore. Oh, it's not even just those, is it? These are also extra beams. Hey, there we go. Nice, more symmetrical now. Alright, and then we have this nonsense. That's something to fix later with the... when we have more scraps and whatnot. But for now... Nice, this is looking really good. Shenanigans says, oh, I would love a video on Infinity Hammer. I've used Plan Build for ages, and they just can't... Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. I like Plan Build, and the creators, I think it's like 2 people who worked on that. It's a really cool mod, just because of like the things you can do with it, right? But it is overly complicated, and every time there's an update, it breaks. You're absolutely right. Whereas with Yere mods, they just pretty much work day one. That's why like everything on PoM is Yere stuff, because like I can't rely on anything else in the long run, but I can rely on Yere. So I do, basically. There's don't get me wrong. There's other awesome modders, you know, like Azumat's done a bunch of awesome stuff as well, and a bunch of other people. I've been trying to get interviews with them, but I guess I offended Azumat or something, because I reached out to him to like ask if he wanted an interview, and like he was very gruff with me and rude, and like I don't know the guy that well, but I know he's done a lot for the Valheim community, so I was just like, all right, that's fine. You don't have to do anything. But it was kind of weird, like, asking... I was like, hey, you've done a lot for the community. Do you have any interest in being in an interview? I'd love to, like, pick your brain about your passion for Valheim. And then he literally was, like, offended by me. I was like, what the hell? So, I'm assuming something was going on with him, or, like, something else happened. But, yeah. I like talking to people. I definitely have no reason to, like, bring up controversy with someone in an interview. Like, I literally interview people. I just want to talk to them about Valheim, ask them questions. Like, it's not very controversial, you know. But I do like his mods a lot. So maybe he was just having a bad day, or like he thought I was trying to get something out of him or something. So we'll see. At some point, something will happen. All right. Now I think the last thing to really work on here is, let's see. I think the little balcony thing in the bottom. Definitely, I love the silhouette here. And you know, I didn't like the crystal at first, but it adds this interesting kind of blue color. Although I feel like it should be all the way around. That little area there needs some crystal. So, need to go get some crystal. And also finish up this little spot here. Uh-oh. Ooh, I almost got wrecked again. So to finish this spot, that's going to be pretty simple. All we need to do is basically make another rail. And I'm going to finish this outside area here. And how did I do it before? It was one there. And then one here. And then we need two of these guys. One there and one here. Yeah, there we go. Good enough for me. Now I'll just cover this up. Maybe this way? No. That way? Yep, good enough. Alright. Oh, what do we do here? Ah, I see. I messed up the order. I see. I broke the cardinal rule. Alright. Yeah, there we go. I know that doesn't really matter that much, but I guess sometimes I'm a little picky. There's like certain things I can be picky about, but for the most part, I'm usually not picky. That looks so funny. Alright, maybe I can place it fast enough they won't break. Hey, lucky day. Alright, there we go. That looks better. Now I just need to finish this up. Hey, it's coming together. Now all it'll need is a railing. And then this will be a little balcony area. Really just so people can jump. I guess ideally it would have like stairs going up there. I don't know how I'm gonna make that work. I guess there could be some stairs going into one of these things. You know what I mean? But for now I don't really think it's necessary, in all honesty. So we're just gonna go around here and make sort of a wall. And this will be like, let's call it a railing. And I'm assuming the players will still be able to easily jump here from the bridge. And then basically they can just go over here and then up here that way. I'm assuming that's how they'll do it, but we'll have to see. Ah, and Adventurous Gamer says that looks very nice. Thank you. It's coming along for sure. Buildings definitely, like, at first they're like, what the hell is that? But then over time, it starts looking way better. I agree. Alright, so now we have that spot. And here, how do I want to handle this? I guess I could just leave them as gaps, to be honest. Maybe that won't look that bad. Hey, yeah, there we go. Coming together. All right. Hey, there we go. Now we have our little balcony thing there. And it looks like the core wood, so the silhouette of the core wood not being there. Yeah, that looks incomplete to me. It looks weird. And then there's also all of the understory here, like, you know, this could be something. Also, the silhouettes of these things. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel like it needs some more angles, or like maybe some spinny kind of suggestive spinny design. If I used these pieces, I could probably make something. Just give it a little bit more depth, because I feel like it's missing depth right now. Like, specifically this underside area is missing depth. So maybe if I just sort of fill these in here like this. I'm just gonna sort of run around this thing doing that over and over again. That over there. This one there. I guess what? Could I do it like... I could do it this way, couldn't I? Like this? Hey, Bal. Let's see. Maybe just something like this. I think this will add all that I was looking for. I just need that, like, I don't know, something's missing with the bottom. It just looked too, almost like too angular. I don't know how to explain it, really. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, so this is good. That one, this is actually an extra post, isn't it? Yeah, we don't even need this. Yeah, it's funny how just one piece being there, it can easily mess up the feng shui, so to speak. Okay, so there. And that one's there. Okay. Now we'll see how this looks. I think these will add that little missing piece I was going for. Then the other thing is down here. I definitely need to kind of fill this gap a little bit here. So maybe... yeah, this will be easy. Let's do it the simple way. Yeah, that part's simple. Then we'll need to fill the core wood kind of silhouette underneath of it. So let's do that. I always struggle to find this piece. I don't know why. There we go. Definitely gonna try and internalize that building command you all taught me, though. Yeah, okay, here's my chance to practice it. I need a core wood beam, right? So, let's look, and core wood beam. Hey! Nice. Oh, I need the 1 meter one anyway. Hey, I still practice, though. Bear with me. Okay, that works. Then this doesn't even have the thing from it, right? So there's gonna be some problems here because... alright. Let's do this properly. I need to, like, get up into the right spot here. That little gap there is very obvious. So let's fill it up a little bit. Yeah, the first part of the gap, easy to fill. But then this part... not sure how to go about doing it, to be honest. Yeah, I could do something... I think I have an idea. What if I do it this way? Oh, nope, that didn't work. Maybe I can just use a normal piece and kind of clip it in? I'm just gonna do it that way. Hope for the best. I wonder, can you hear the chickens wailing right now? They are begging for breakfast. And they are not quiet. If anyone has ever told you that chickens are quiet, they have probably not lived with chickens. Don't get me wrong, they're not like super loud animals, but when they want food and they can see you, oh, they're gonna wail. They are absolutely gonna wail. Hey, I know what to do now. Okay, well this is definitely better. That is more of the silhouette I was talking about. You see, that is finished up. Looks good enough for me. So now let's put in another one of these pieces, but now I think I know what to do. I'm gonna do it in the corner here. Just like this. And then I guess we do need to put these down, but just aesthetically. Doesn't even really need to be here. But just so that this area looks a little bit aesthetically pleasing, we can place them down. And that didn't work. What's going on here? Ah, there we go. Yeah, it clipped. Okay, now we just need these guys. I love these pieces. I think they add some really nice depth to things. There we go. And it also making more rested bonus areas. That's nice. All right, so we have this, and then that, and then that, and then that. Yeah, there we go. That's the stuff. Obviously, if I really was being proper... oh. If I was really being proper, I would keep this going around the whole thing, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm just going to do it around the obvious visual parts, basically. Like right here. And that should be enough, because really, it's all about that view from the bridge, and then when you're inside the building. As long as those two parts are fine, everything else is going to be fine, not a problem. There we go. Yeah, like all this part. I don't think this really needs it. Hey, I like your little staircase here. Good job. It's coming together. Guess I can move these things. And here, why not make a flatter area? Uh-oh. Not that flat. It's trying to make it like I can actually path here. There we go. More clear. Hey, it's certainly coming together. Let's see. What's the silhouette looking like? Hey! Hey, this is cool. Thanks for your help, Pan. It's definitely more fun to build something when other people are around. Now I should just be able to jump down here. Yay, I made it. And then gonna need some way to get in. But maybe it's fine to just run over here and then run up. Really? Wow, looks cool. Very cool. Entrance could be higher. Entrance. Higher. What do you mean? Entrance higher. I'm trying to understand your comment, Pan. Not coming down at stairs. Looking cool, though. Really, all that's missing is some kind of, like, edge trim on the roof. Let's make it look a little bit more finished. Let's see, I can try that. 1 second. Let's try something here, see if it works. Do something super basic here. Yeah, you're down to try that if you want. I'll probably finish up soon. So you're welcome to just like add whatever you want to the base. Let's see. It almost takes away from the dark wood look, though. Isn't that interesting? Normally, I like how it looks when it's trimmed, but in this case, I don't know. Maybe I should use a different trim. Do we even have different trims? Yeah, we could use ash wood later. Something to think about. For now, I'll just not place these. They look weird to me. Oops. Destroyed too much. Alright. Cool. Alright, everybody. I am off for now. I am tired, and I've done my streaming. It looks like this stream has been 2.5 hours, and before that was like an hour or so. So that's solid. That's kind of what I need to do when I do this. So I'll try and be doing this more often at around this time. So if you want to catch me, this is when I will be streaming. Probably even on weekdays, to be honest. It's a lot easier for me to just wake up early and get it done with. So that's that. And if you want to support my work, then consider liking this video on YouTube, or you can rent your own dedicated Valheim server using my link, JP Valheim, from Zap Hosting. This is a great way to support me because it also allows you to get a server that you can customize and watch some of the other tutorials I have you can learn all about Expand World Prefabs and these other options that we have to customize our Valheim experience. Valheim is really a beautiful game that can be played in so many different ways. And now, because of things that Yer and Iron Gate have done, we have a lot more options than we used to. So, thanks, wishing you the best, and I hope you all have a great day.